Welcome to Norm's Second World Live, which will be very soon on YouTube. I am here with my very good friend Pauline.
Hi,
Hi, I pronounce your last name.
Howarth.
Howard. Pauline and I are both spiritual leaders in our own way. We're going to be talking about free will. She and I are both teachers and students, and I have this feeling that Pauline, uh, you can be pretty stubborn when you want to be until you learn to let go and turn it over, right?
Sometimes it's
You
human nature.
yeah, it is. It's all about human
Yeah.
nature. And the fun part is we don't always like the lessons that we have to learn,
No.
you know. But we do have to learn them. And I'm very grateful for what I have, and the path that I'm on. And we're going to talk about free will. People say, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that. And you know what? That's garbage. You know that, and I know it, right? What does free will mean to you?
Choice. We all have choices. Every single one of us. As a spiritual being, we're here to learn. I believe that's why we're here on this planet, to help others and to learn from each other.
And I agree. I think when we have, the one thing I will tell you, and I think you agree with it, if someone wants to go and hurt someone, that's their free will, that's their mind.
Yes,
They
it
have
is.
a right to do it. But they damn well better be ready to accept the consequences of what we have.
Exactly.
And I love it when they go out and they get caught doing something that, once again, like we both said, free will. Free will. I can be the best person in the world, or I can be the worst person in the world. Right? I have a choice to do whatever I want. I can give you a reading, or we could give you a reading, and we can tell you this can happen, that can happen, but you have that free will to what?
Not listen to it
Change it.
or change whatever it
Yeah.
is the reading is speaking about.
Yeah. Do you ever, in your readings, Pauline, do you ever get these people say to you, um, how do you know that? I smile and say, well, that's what I make a lot of money at. How did this happen? Or how? And then again, when we talk about free will, my mind is always open now to free will. I was closed with it. I didn't really believe in free will. I didn't really believe that all this stuff and that we have choices to make. And I always felt like, why am I being punished? Because I don't remember what I'm doing, if I did something bad. Now, why am I being punished? And then it dawned on me, wait a minute, I can change this. Like with you. Everything we do in our lives, we can change, right?
Yes,
Everything.
we have the power.
Yeah. You know, you cannot allow the negative energy. Some people may call it Satan. I don't know the word, or devil, or whatever they. I don't care what they call it personally, but they can do whatever they want to change it. They don't have to allow the negative energy to control their.
You're right. It's all about control. When we let people control us, when we give up our power of choice, we become less than.
That's like me being an alcoholic. I allow the alcohol to help control my life until I had enough, and I dropped onto the ground and said, "Oh my God, what has happened to me?" That's when I started to do the free will program and started to start building my life up because I chose to get better. I chose to enjoy what I have today. You know, Paul, you chose to travel, right? You like to travel,
I travel. I travel a
and
lot.
isn't
Yes.
that your free will?
Um. Well, I made I guess, an agreement with spirit when I chose life and chose to serve the spirit the way that I agreed to. Um, I made that choice. And so part of my path is I get sent to places, opportunities come up. It isn't like I get a phone call from the spirit world, hey, I want you to go to Belize, I want you to go, to Mexico, I want you to go here. It's not like that. It's opportunities present themselves and I go on these spiritual journeys and I do my spiritual clearing, my earth work, I run into some amazing people. I help others. I end up doing readings. I am a Reiki master, so a lot of times it's about healing. I'm in situations where, I'm doing earth healing or diffusing negative energies, and it goes on, and it's amazing. This path is amazing.
And it's challenging.
I have challenges. Oh, yes, it isn't all peaches and cream every day.
I love it when these people say, "Oh, my life is so wonderful," or "My life is so beautiful," or "This is going on," and they've never had any trauma. More power to it.
Well, that's great.
Scratch it again.
It's great. It's great that, I think that we're all given these lessons and challenges. Maybe some people's paths are a little easier and some are very difficult, but some people choose to make it difficult. They won't listen to reason. Their higher power or God or their spirits or guides, or other people, give them suggestions or talk to them. They want to help, but they push away their help. They push away.
Really do.
They'd rather live in that darkness and in their shell, and that's their free will.
And you're right. I truly believe that everybody can be helped if they want to be. Free will is we can stay on the down all poor is me, poor that, poor me, or we can go one step at a time and build ourselves up to where we need to be and to continue to grow. Actually, I also believe this, that we're always where we're supposed to be.
Yes.
It's up to us to either improve it or keep it still. We can be the happy-go-lucky, or we can be the poor.
We have a choice on how we look at things, exactly.
And Pauline, I was given and we're going to do something out of here. I'm going to read one card out here. We're going to explain what it means to each other. How's that sound?
Okay.
I was given this card, this deck of cards, and it's called Letting the Language of Letting Go. That's kind of what we're talking about, isn't it? Letting go.
Letting go.
Will work.
Yeah. Letting go and trust.
Right. Trust is big.
Have faith.
I believe that the Spirit wants us to trust, but He's also, or the Spirit is also going to give us the knowledge of who to trust and who not to trust.
Intuition.
And we have to listen to it. Or we can be the whole pile of poo-poo if we want to be.
Exactly. If you find yourself beating your head against the wall over and over, you know what the definition of insanity is? No. It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Would you honor me by going to taking any card out of it?
Not the top ones. Yeah. Staying neutral.
Yeah. That's a good one, right?
For me it is. I always want to fix people and save the world, and sometimes it's not my place. Okay, so I should read this. Yeah. Today I will refuse to jump into the middle of others' affairs. There you go. That's free will. You've got to let them choose. We were just discussing that. Isn't that funny how this works?
Awesome, isn't it?
It is great. Issues, relationships. I will trust others to work out their own problems, including the ideas and feelings they want to communicate to each other. So when people are bad-mouthing each other, you're walking into some situation and people are bickering. Oh, right now the political, I don't want to get into that. But the negativity is terrible. 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 And that's not good for society. It's not good for the world.
You know what the sad part is on that? There's free will again. We don't have to read that newspaper.
Nope.
We don't have to listen to the TV. I refuse to read it.
I refuse to let my energy get sucked into it. And that's what this card is kind of reminding me about. It's validating that I don't need to jump in. I get telephone calls constantly at my home, every day. Polls for this, surveys for that. Who am I voting for?
My pet peeve.
Yeah, and I always say it's none of your business.
My pet peeve. Hello, who are you? Can I ask you if you are going to vote for whomever? So I tell them honestly. I tell whoever whoever plays with themselves the hardest.
That's not very spiritual. No.
Well, hey, it cuts them off, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, this
The
is
spirit laughs.
this card is a validation. So I don't know if you can see it, but definitely validates to me.
You can put that up close.
Validates to me what we've been just discussing these past few minutes.
Yeah, bring it over.
There we go. There's the card.
We may be doing one of these a week and explain to the people as we're learning together. That cool or what? You're gonna be, if you'd like, you can be my new co-host on Mondays. I know it's like it.
There we go.
Would that be cool for
That
you?
would be absolutely fantastic.
High five.
Thank you. Let's see where this goes.
And we want to thank Scott for being our cameraman,
Yes,
actually.
thank you, Scott. More
Yeah.
on my hand.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Scott and I, we've been together for almost 20 years now, right, Scott? And we both have gone through a lot, like a marriage. Well, what kind of like a marriage? There's no guarantee in this world, even your so-called Bible, there's no guarantee that life is going to be full of chocolate as that movie. What is that movie?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. I love that part. Don't you?
Life
Life
is,
is like box of
yeah,
chocolates.
you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and I love it. And that's what it's all about, folks. We, as individuals, have our free choices. She works from being a very, very old soul into where you are today. You will go a lot of different places, and your journeys will kind of represent what you are, where you are in today. Does that make sense?
Yes. I can only give what I've got.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Nothing
I wouldn't
less.
want you.
But I made the choice to do this.
Yeah. That's
And it's
it.
been a fantastic journey so far. It's not over yet.
Oh no. Let me tell you, Pauline, I've hit rock bottom I don't know how many times before I was finally Blake, listen, okay? I've ran, and I ran. I've hid behind alcohol. I've hid behind the Bible. And I'm not saying, you know what? I have nothing against Christianity. The only thing I have against Christianity is when people tell you one thing and live another. I have
Happens every
that,
day.
and I have that's in all walks of life, like what you and I do. We have a lot of people, and I get yelled at a lot. And I'm very good at telling people how to do something, but now I have to follow through.
And walk your talk.
And walk the walk, yeah. And I said, and my spirit said, "Are you a hypocrite? Or are you real?" In other words, if I'm going to talk and do the talking, I better be able to back it up. When we do counseling on people, folks, 9 out of 10, and I don't have a master's, I allow my spirit to do the counseling or the teaching. Same with you. You and I are teaching each other, are we not?
Yes, we are.
Okay? And when we do the teaching together, I'm not a certified teacher. Are you a certified teacher? I allow my spirit to teach. When I do Reiki energy, I'm not a master at it, nor do I want to be. When I do my massage healing, I'm not a master at it, nor do I want to be. I am doing it the way my spirit wants me to do it, and that's the person has a right to refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And when I do like a Reiki energy session of somebody, I always let them know that I am not a certified Reiki. You're a certified Reiki.
Yes, I am.
Now
Yes.
you're also a teacher,
I'm a certified Reiki master teacher.
so I can learn, so I can be taught from you.
Yes, and certified
Well, if I want
for training.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had the basics, and my spirit said, "Do I really need to?" I follow my spirit, and I don't, And then anybody has a problem with it, then you know what? Don't come to me. If they don't want, I'm not going to tell them, "Oh, you're going to come and lay on that bed, and I'm going to massage you, or I'm going to Reiki you, or I'm going to teach you, or whatever." This is where free will comes in.
Absolutely. My guides and my teachers have taught me the Reiki energy will go where it's needed. But if somebody puts up the mental block and refuses it, When I'm doing the treatment, then I ask it to be returned to the earth or sent to their higher self at some level.
The first time I ever had Reiki energy done, yes, it's squirrel, ever had the Reiki energy done, I was at the Center in New Hampshire, the Radisson Center,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this guy. I did a reading on him, and he did Reiki energy on me. My body felt like, and I could visually, those coils on the old-fashioned refrigerators, and
Oh, yes.
all that frost on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what my whole body felt like. And I said, I'm turning cold. And he says, that's because your chakras are blocking it. You're not ready to receive it. So then again, I went to my friend, another friend of mine, and I allowed free will again. I allowed the energy to work on my body. I swear by Reiki energy. Do you?
Of course.
But at least you don't just get it, but you also receive it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When I do a treatment on someone, not only do they receive it, but I do. But when I start the Reiki treatment, I always pray. And I always ask God to fill my being with the energy. And then I transfer it. I'm a hollow bone. That takes my ego out. Ego is a big block. Ego also stops us from using correct free will. That's where the power of choice comes in. It's our ego.
Let me tell you, I've had to learn. I'm a triple Leo, so you know what that means, right? I've had to learn both how to let go of my enormous, enormous ego. I was better than John Edwards. You know what I'm saying? I was better than Sylvia Brown.
Oh boy.
Okay. That's how big my ego was. Then I was wondering why I wasn't getting any clients. Okay. I was charging $180 an hour. Okay. And I was charging $90 a half hour. All of a sudden, I got a reality check from my friend Wendy Stevens and my other friend Linda Trombley. When they told me, I'm working from you're working from your ego. What do you mean by that? And I was always not being very nice to other readers. I was finding something wrong with them. And also Wendy Stevens, who's a beautiful friend of mine. You know Wendy? She's the one that did my website, Love and Do It. And she says, you're talking to me about all these people. What do you say about me? Am I really that bad? What else? I said, oh my God, I really am. And then I had to say, okay, time for me to drop the ego. And I had another woman, her name was Jane Schultz. She said, I gotta pull that sword out of your back that has ego in it. When you hear 4 or 5 people tell you about ego, isn't it time to listen? When I said at my TV show, I refused to do readings with other readers. I had to have my own space. Ego, free will, ego, right? I chose to do that. Was I busy? Oh, absolutely. But there again, free will. Also, I looked into the mirror, and my mirror says to me, because I have people out there, who the hell do you think you are? What do you mean? You think you're better than everybody that's out there? If it wasn't for those people, you wouldn't have a show. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Okay? So when I went out, free will, right? And when neutral, free will go in the hand in hand, okay? When I went out and I did this, I walked out and I looked at that, comments at Angie, a couple of people. I said, I have something to say. They're all, here we go. Here comes the ego. I said, I got yelled at, and I'm going to tell every one of you, I am not the star. And one of the girls said, you heard it first. You heard it first. And they were all excited. And I went, a whole negative energy shift literally throughout the window. Literally. And that's when I started growing on my TV show.
You became humble.
Humble. And I'm still humble. Oh, there are days. We all have days where we're going to allow our egos. So we have to have a little bit of ego, or we don't survive. Or shall we say, personal reassurance that we're as good as we are.
Right,
Because if we don't, then we're not helping other people.
right,
We have to believe.
right. You have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
It sounds very, very, forget the word you want to use, but it's self sufficiency. There's a difference between self sufficiency, it's being selfish. You have to be selfish in order to help others. And teachers have taught me that. Because I was always giving, 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 giving. And I had nothing left. I was an empty shell of a person. And these people, loved me and nurtured me and gave me little words of wisdom. And I was desperate enough to take and listen to them.
Free will.
Free will. I chose. I could have said, to H with you all, you all don't know what you're doing, blah, 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 on and on. And I'm not going to say really what I was thinking at all those times because it was so nasty. But when I opened that door and that window, things started to happen. And I started to heal. And my well started to fill up with the spiritual energy.
I love the fact that you used the word well. Have I ever told you about my story about the well?
No.
Okay, what I really believe, and this is all once again my beliefs, we have this invisible well, and there's a bottom is no bottom. Okay, but however, there are stairs coming down, stairs, and there's little water coming down over the stairs, kind of slippery. But we also have this green, like a Tarzan green barn. When we start slowly building that spiritual well up, filling it up with spiritual energy, building it up, building it. And yeah, we're going to fall, you agree? And then we grab that vine and we start one step at a time all over. We may go up 4 and fall back 3. But it's a never ending journey. I don't really want to reach the top, do you? But once we reach the top, think about it. Where are we going to go? Maybe up there?
Maybe. Maybe.
We never know.
Right.
Want to take one more card?
Rejecting shame.
Really?
Rejecting shame.
Okay. I have a lot of plans with that. But that neutral, do you find yourself sometime, I'm going to go back to double one. Do you find yourself having to fight very hard to say neutral out of somebody else's problems?
Absolutely.
I do with my son and daughter-in-law. I
Yes.
right back on it.
Right.
Right. A lot of other. Well, what's your opinion? My son and daughter don't ask me for that. They know I will not interfere. And but I have other people who say, "Well, what do you think? What do you think?" I go, "You really don't want my opinion. I better say neutral."
Right.
Because then if something goes wrong, like in a family relationship, if something goes wrong, okay, then they can't come back and blame you.
Well, it's just that if I'm putting my nose in someone else's business, I don't belong there.
No.
But in the past, I would, because I took it that if I didn't help them or I didn't save them, then I didn't care.
Right.
But it isn't lack of caring. It's letting somebody else learn their own lessons in life and setting boundaries.
Free will.
Knowing where my hula hoop ends. Staying in the middle of my hula hoop. And
You have any
keeping
comments,
them
Scott?
outside.
You have any comments? No?
Yeah.
Rejection.
Rejecting shame. I will. Learn to reject shame. Shame is an overwhelming sense that who I am isn't good enough. Oh, that was a big one.
Me too.
I was a people pleaser to the extreme. Yeah. I realize that I'm good enough and that my imperfections are part of being human. No shame in that. We all have it. Let go of shame.
That's what we're talking about. Isn't it amazing how this? I'm
Yeah.
getting excited.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm getting excited talking these messages letting go,
letting go.
letting go
Letting
of
go.
shame, free will.
If you will, I can choose to keep it.
Look at what's happening. It's all falling into what we're talking about. Free will. For years, I was ashamed of my last name. For years, I was saying my poor son has my last name. I feel so badly for him. Instead of saying being proud of my last name, because I guess I always felt I was ashamed of who I was because I didn't know who I was. So when we don't know who we are, and whenever we're always feeling, oh, we gotta go high, we gotta do this, we gotta do, and what the shame reflects onto our families.
Hmm.
You agree?
It's a different outlook on it.
Yeah. You know. Did you have to learn how to reject shame?
I did. I'm the oldest of 9 children, and my father worked 2 jobs. When I was growing up, we were very poor, and I was ashamed because he couldn't afford to put me through college. I had to get out there and I had to work my own way, leaving school and going right into the workforce and working my way up, amongst others who had degrees. I worked in the school cafeteria systems for years with people with degrees, and they looked down on me like I was nothing. I was a nobody. And one day, and I felt like that. I was ashamed. I was ashamed. I could have done better. I could have done this. I could have done that. And it made me feel less than. I let them take away my power. And the power was my thinking and my outlook on it. One day, Spirit said to me, you know what? You're a piece of the pie. They're a piece of the pie. They're no better than you are. You're all accomplishing the same goal. You're feeding those little ones to help them nourish their bodies so that they have the energy to learn. They're teaching those children so that they may grow and get out there in the world when they're older and improve the world, make it a better place. You're doing your part just by where you are. And when I got that, I realized, you know what? They're right. It doesn't matter what type of work. I was doing service work, didn't even realize it, did it for years. So, whether you're a carpenter, you're a housewife, you're a janitor,
Whatever.
whatever you're doing or not doing, we all have a part in it. All of us.
We're all here for a reason.
Absolutely.
When I was growing up, I didn't know I was poor. I really didn't. I grew up in a house with no electricity, and my father didn't pay a light bill or whatever. We didn't have running water, even until I became a teenager. We didn't have running water. We had the house. And I didn't know what it was like to be poor. I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started school. I don't want to write before I don't want to get it up. And then I started school, and people would look at me, and and I was always ashamed. My father always made me feel that he was embarrassed or ashamed of me, even though when he was never around or whatever. And when he would talk to the people, I was embarrassed. So all my life until probably even when I went to college, even when I became a nurse, I was still always ashamed until last time I hit rock bottom. I now am so proud of who I am today, but I also had to realize it was all me. And I was feeding into them, rejecting me. They all like my readings, no matter how, shall we say, intoxicated I was or whatever. Everybody liked me. I was a big boy, a big star as long as I could do. As long as I was pleasing everybody with the readings I was doing from or soda. But then, shame come into play. Finally, I said, you know what? I don't have a reason to be ashamed anymore. I'm a beautiful son. I'm a great and wonderful. I love my partner to death. I hate to use the word death, but I love my partner. And we've gone through many trials and many tribulations together. I'm not ashamed to say I'm gay anymore, and I used to be. I am who I am. And if people do not hear about who I am, that's their loss.
Exactly.
You know, you and I almost traveled the same spiritual path, the way we realize it or not. You know, you've worked way back in the Egyptian days. You know, you helped build pyramids. You were actually one of the architects. Interesting. Huh?
Very
When
interesting.
you go traveling, is there sometimes in your travels, do you ever go to places where you know you've been there in your past life?
I had a deja vu experience when I was about 15. An uncle took me to Canada to visit some relatives on my father's side, and I had a deja vu experience as we were driving around. It was an old farm, and I knew I'd been there before, and I had said that. It sounds
Yeah.
so familiar to me. I've been here before, and that was long before I even knew anything about this kind of spiritual work.
And this is Norm, and Norm's second world in mind. And you have any questions, or if you want to have an appointment with Pauline or I, you can get a hold of you on Facebook.
Yes, I'm on Facebook.
Okay. And you want to spell your last name out?
HAWORTH.
If they want an appointment for a reading.
Yes, and I have email. Tiger Lily. That's TIGERLILY. One word. 1955 at gmail.com.
Okay. And you're not going to give out your phone number.
No, I'm not going to give out my phone
That's
number.
fine.
If you email me, and you're sincere with the email, I don't want any crude, no spam, no trolls. I'll help anybody who's sincere, and I will get back in touch with you.
Mine is, you can reach me on Facebook, Norm Moody, or Norman Moody, or you can go to my email, second thing by Norm at Comcast.net. Spiritual Visionary is my website.net. Or they can reach me at area code 603-641-3187. That's my office. Okay. And until next week, you want to do this weekly?
We'll try it. We'll
Yeah.
give it a shot. We'll
Good.
put it out there.
Yeah.
Free will.
There you go. Free will.
Free
We'll
will.
do one more time next week. And everybody remember, every day, use your free will and be the winner. Go on.
Bye.